What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Today you're going to see me do a recap on another organised war with Above and Beyond. Where are we? You can see me here in Above and Beyond. I've got my Barndo 05 account. I've just sort of bunkered it there for a while, and yeah, just to join into their organised wars and obviously see how the Kiwis do it and have a bit of fun at the same time. So you can see in their war log, where are we? Peuerbach. It's an Austrian clan, which is pretty cool. I've had the chance to travel to Austria, and it's an amazing country. And you'll see they actually fought Peuerbach before their One Hive War, which was the last coverage I did for them. And they lost then by 3 stars and a little bit of percentage. But I do sort of feel that war got them ready for the One Hive War, which of course I was in, and we did win last time. But this war has occurred and we've lost by 2 stars. So we'll just get those level 3 minions off. So 2-star loss and a little bit of percentage. So 0.5% off. So even if we had have got the 2 stars, there was a 93% there and a 98% there, we would have still fallen short under the percentage system. So there was a lot of, I guess, a lot of things that put into the war being lost. But, you know, cop it on the chin, we learn these lessons and then we move on. So fantastic war to be a part of. Probably not as much hype as what was involved with the One Hive War. For quite a few reasons, I think, but this was meant to be a rematch, and probably wasn't as much hype as what I think there should have been. But definitely big ups to Peuerbach. They hit the 3 stars on 81B and M. We'll look at our defences, and you see M actually took 5 hits to get down. She did take a big hit off their number 1. But unfortunately Barndo 81B fell down to the number 1 on the 3rd hit. So yeah, I mean, what was interesting to see was some of the statistics, and I've written down quite a bit that I want to go over. And old Ned Stark, Winter is Coming, took 7 hits. It actually took a Town Hall 10 to get him down. Amazing statistic to see that. Grey Area took 5. And what was funny with Grey Area's base, I was just amazed that it took 5 hits. It was good to see some different bases get used. But for PB, they 13 hits, first attacks, got our Town Hall 9 base, even including Barndo 05. I need to drop that base and get a better one. But 13 first hit Town Hall 9 attacks compared to ours. We only did 11 first hits, but what was good for them was only 5 of our Town Hall 9s took 3 or more hits to complete. So you see there, Funk, Zooman, Cheese, Ned Stark, Grey Area, they all took multiple hits. But if you go and look at the enemy team defences, there was a 4 there, another 4, a 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2. Then they're down the bottom. Oops, down the bottom you've got 4 on there, number 27. That's just appalling. That actually took us to hit it with a Town Hall 10, and that's just an amazing oversight there. And how their number 29, which was a Town Hall 8, that also took 4 hits. That took both our Town Hall 8s. It took 1 failed Town Hall 9, and then a re-hit from a Town Hall 9. That we were just outplayed. There's nothing you can really say about it any different than we were definitely outplayed. So we had to do 4 Town Hall 10s hitting their Town Hall 9s, and they only had to do 1. So straight away that's put our Town Hall 10s behind the 8 ball. That's given us 3 less attacks, given us 3 less attempts to be able to get 3 stars. And for anyone having done organised wars, you do know that it's all about the Town Hall 10s to get the win. Ultimately, that's what happened with our One Hive War. We had a lot of really good, strong percentage hits, whereas this war, you can see our attacks, 1, 2, three failed Town Hall 10 attacks. By failed, one of them was a 3-star attempt, but that's 3 attacks gone there. Compared to the enemies, they only had the 1 bad that I saw. 2, sorry, so they're number 6 and they're number 3. So they only had 2 bad attacks. Number 7 was oh no, sorry, so it's 3. But the difference is, you can see we've had to use a lot more of our Town Hall 10s hitting down, and that's then cost our Town Hall 10s the ability to be able to throw out different 3-star attacks. So for Von, our top Town Hall 11, he got 2 high percentages but didn't come through with the goods. So I know for Above and Beyond, they're definitely a long-term clan. They've been around for a long time. They're into these organised wars. They've got great leadership. They've got the use of things like band and a website and all of these things, and people get behind them. And yeah, they'll bounce back like anything else. You know, they've already queued for the next war. Life goes on and we get into the next thing. So what I did notice, there was a lot of Town Hall 9 attacks that just, I guess, haven't got up with things like queen walking. I did notice a lot of really bad queen walks, where they weren't allowing for the air defence being 4 squares inside a base, and then the healers were going within the air defence range, and that was stuffing them up. And there was just a lot of things like that. So there's people that need to either change strategies or reassess how they hit bases, get some different tactics, all these kinds of things. But I have got 9 replays to show today. Unfortunately, I can't really show them all. And if I didn't show you, it's not that I didn't think your attack wasn't any good. It's just that I've picked something else. So I've shown the top 5 Town Hall 9s for starters, and then a few further on. So was it only 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, I think. Either way, let's get into it. This was Confederates hit on their number 8. This was a first attack, so he's hit it first up and gotten 3 stars straight away. Sorry, got me coffee. So he's gone in with a queen walk. So Fed's their 9.5. And obviously their number 8 was their 9.5 as well. So what you see, that's that 4 deep air defence I was talking about. But what Fed's done is he's hit into that with wall breakers, and that blower has obviously helped push his healers out of the range of that air defence. So he's lost none to that. So he's considered what's going to happen, and he needs to hit into it. You see, he herded the sides to make sure his queen was going to go in there. Hound come out of the CC. Again, anyone that's done organised wars knows you can't judge what's going to be in the CC. It's very hard. They do mixed clan castles, all kinds of different things. So you see he's got 2 golems up the top. So it's a queen walk with a shattered GoHo. Still got his queen's ability, still got a rage, a jump and 2 heals. Queen still purring away. Fed's king locked on to enemy king and has got that. He's opened up his jump. And he's going to rage his 2 golems and the king. That'll help clear through there. There's going to be no dramas for his queen, who's walking through the midfield now. Because he's still got his ability, there's not really much point defence around that queen. He will smash into it. So you do see a good use of a poison. That was another thing I noticed watching a lot of the attacks, was poisons were forgotten about or ignored. and the skeletons do take their toll. You know, they're only doing 25 DPS, I think it is, but they do take their toll eventually, especially when you're getting around things like whiz towers, giant bombs, all those kinds of things. But that was it. So for a first raid, excellent hit, Fed. Right, let's have a look now at the next one, which was Funk's hit on their number 9. So you see another Queen Walk with a Shattered GoHo, 3 heals, 1 jump. Now this was a re-hit. This was only the second attack on the base, so that's good. That's really what you want. You can't go above 3 hits. When you're taking 4 hits on multiple bases, it does work away your attacks. It's good to see these refreshing bases and to see that still, you know, there's still a lot of love for Town Hall 9 in the game since the patch. Now what I like about that, I'm going to pause that. You do see Funk hasn't taken any rages in, but he does notice how he's got the 4 healers, so he can take up the 2-point defences for a little bit of time before he's got to kill one. But he's just used his Queen ability to get rid of the Queen. He's not put in a rage. He's not taken that extra spell. There was no need, because he's not going to need it further down the track, and instead got that 3rd heal, which is going to benefit. I saw a lot of raids where people were using a rage early, or not using the ability, not needing the rage, using it. And it does play its toll. You've got 4 big spells. You want to be able to make sure you analyse where they're all going. And it was just a very good base read from Funk to get this, and then allow that that extra heal. So you see he's used a jump there to get his 2 golems inside. The reason he will have done that is because there was wizard towers there. Plain and simple. They give you the shits. They really interrupt your wall breakers going in and out. And he's got them in there. So you see it's a hound in the CC. So those wizards are going to give that a bit of love. But yeah, he's just going to be business as usual. The hound split. It's a good spread on his hoggies. He split up that double giant bomb perfect. Still got his 2nd heal. That'll come in down now. Not that it's desperately needed. See what I was saying with those poisons? Touch late, but no real effect on what was happening. Great raid, Funk. That's what you need. You need your solid, your re-hitters. And I know Above and Beyond have a certain list of what they call the cleaners. And that's not blokes that mop floors, that's blokes that mop bases. That's every woman's wet dream, isn't it? Seeing a bloke mop a floor. Let's have a look at Funk's hit on number 10. Now, this was a first hit as well. I've just got a list I'm looking at. Sorry, you might hear a bit of a pause, but I'm trying to make sure I get a decent recap of this war, especially when it's not my clan, you know, like, it's always nice to get decent replays. Now, Funk's gone in with a stoned GoHo, 2 jumps, 2 heals. So he's used those hogs to draw out that clan castle early. You do see it's a bit of a funny looking spread for his golems. It's not a traditional just go in with 3. He spread it right out. So now you've got 2 golems running in front of his heroes. He's put 1 poison down on that dragon with the loons. That golem's holding its attention, and I think you'll find, I did watch this replay shortly, he'll put the 2nd poison down on that dragon. There you go. So he's managed to keep an eye on that, which is good. So 2nd jump there, that's opened up probably 60-70% of that base with those 2 jumps. Big Jimmy Bob through the midfield. He's still got his clan castle golem running around now. Still got Queen's ability. He's absolutely smashed this base. Queen got a little bit stuck there now, but nothing shooting at her, so there you go. Clean-up troops come out. Brilliant raid, Funk. Alright, number 11 was Sir Hamish. Now this was a fourth attack versus this base. This was what I was talking about, these bases that chew these attacks up. And this was a good raid in the end. He's gone in with a Queen Walk GoHo. I think it was a Shattered GoHo. Now you see that Queen, she's going to be eating up all these defences around the side and then going into the base. Bit of a slow start, but you know, that's a Queen Walk. He's made sure he's herded off the left side so the Queen goes clockwise around this base. I think he'll take the Queen's attention. There it is, he's popped his Queen. A little bit preemptive, but nonetheless got the Queen. I probably would have, I would have liked to have seen that just take a bit of damage. It was only 1 point defence. He's got enough healers to soak it for a bit. I think he probably could have saved his ability there. See a very exposed King. Very exposed on the outside. And that's taken a very good advantage of there. So you see an early rage there, and the reason being is he knows that blower's going to be giving the healers grief, and that Queen is going to be taking 3 point defences at the time, so that was why he's gone in with that rage. So that was a very good timing on that. A rage for his King and Wizzies. I don't know that that was entirely needed, but yeah, he's got a hound in the clan castle. He would have known that being a 4th hit, so he's tanked that nicely. That's it, good raid Hamish. See what I was saying before with if he had have tanked that Queen over the top there without blowing his Queen's ability, he might have been able to save a rage, but these are all things that you sort of you see on your first or second replay. Next base I'm going to show is Chief Treb's attack on number 12, and this was a Queen Walk, but I wanted to point out a few things in this for whatever reason. A nice easy CC draw. Now you'll see I say this in my raids all the time, 2 poisons will kill a max dragon. So if you're using a level 4 and any other level, that would kill a dragon. But instead he's chosen to bring the dragon up top to his Queen. Maybe he was conscious of time, but then he's saved that other poison and used his Queen's ability. I'm not entirely sure why you would want to aim to do that. This was the first attack versus the base though, so he wasn't completely aware what was going to be in there. Instead, if he had have saved that Queen's ability, he could have then used it versus the other Queen in those point defences, and he would still have that rage in the bag. What's good is he's chosen to do the Queen Walk versus the enemy Queen. There was no blowers giving him grief, no air defence anywhere near him, so it was always going to be a solid Queen Walk. Now though, he's got that X-bow and that cannon, and he's gotten stuck on this town hall. So very smart to work this out. Bang, drop out 2 hogs and get them onto that expo. Could have been a touch earlier, but that's alright. He's gotten there eventually with enough time. So that was, you can see the options of, it was a very simple CC draw. He could have just dropped 2 poisons on the head of that dragon, waited 20 seconds, and then he would have saved his queen's ability, kept that rage down the track, and he could have used it on this golem group if he wanted to, or used it later on. The queen's tanking those 2-point defences over there, so nicely sends out a couple of hogs. Unfortunately, she stops on the cannon, and that then causes the cannon to start shooting the hogs, but still, it was pretty cheap over there. Funny looking base, really. You do see, obviously, watching a few of the replays, there's a lot of these bases with these open hold centres where you're not really sure how to hit it. So he's dropped that first hill out, still got a second hill, still had a few hogs, still got a Wizzy left, drops that down for a bit of trash cleanup. That's it, first hit versus that base. I mean, there was a couple of things I pointed out with drawing the clan castle and double poison. He's not used his second poison in the end, or even the heal, so that's how much room he did have. But these are things that you get used to doing your queen walks. I recommend always people do farm with the super queen, and then that way you work a lot of these kinds of things out on the fly. So this is Scientist hitting number 17. He's gone in with a GoHo and a good attack. It's nice to see a few different raids. Above and beyond, very reliant on the old Queen Walk / Go Hogs. So it's nice to see a few different attacks. Out come the Redheads. Golem in the clan castle. Look at that thing, just gets smashed. He was lucky the golem ran after something, but you see that split on the golem. Got his fair chunk of damage to those redheads, so he's dropped down that hill. That's got them up. That's got them be able to get into midfield and deal with that. So he had the 2 heals and the 2 jumps. Putting out some hogs to be able to help protect his queen. That means he's kept his queen's ability, which is nice. Those redheads get that second jump over to get into that queen, which they make pretty light work of her. Those hogs are very stacked up, but he will get through still. Had a good split for the golems. Now the second heal was good too. It's kept all those redheads going. It's topped up the king to keep him going. Hasn't had to use the ability. Maybe could have used that ability during that heal, because obviously your barbs are then going to get healed up from the splash damage. But nonetheless, smashed it up. That was the 3rd hit versus that base, I think. I think Scientist might have had a 6-star war. Let's have a look at number 18. This was VP's hit. He's gone in with a Queen Walk, Shattered Go-Hog. And this was a re-hit, so this was only the 2nd attack versus the base. So you see that Giants to draw the clan castle out. And he's going to get that with the Queen. Right, poison down to help deal with the pups. Was nice to see they fixed the bug with that, how a couple pups could see right out a map and the queen wouldn't get them. Alright, first rage out. He's taking 2-point defences as well as the king there. It was good to hold that ability. He's done that nicely. And you see where he's dropped that rage, it's made sure he's covered healers and queen for his walk for the entirety of what was needed. Now you see a little bit of herding down the bottom here. That's allowed him to get the queen to go into that archer towers section. And he started with a nice wide split up top there for his golems. Very clever using that golem to distract enough for a couple of hogs over the side and then go into where he actually wanted to go, which was further down. That's just allowed one wizard to get in there and just clear all that top trash building out now. So he gets rid of that double giant bomb before he blows his king. Still got both his heals, and there's only a quarter of the base left. Still got his queen's ability. Absolutely smashed it. Well done, VP. What are we going to look at next? Let's have a look at number 20. This was a GoHo, I think. It's a dying raid, the old GoHo. Even the old Barndo used to love him a lot, but I don't give him too much love anymore. So you see what's pretty standard with a lot of these bases. Bunkered heroes up top away from the air defence. Alright, so a dragon and 2 loons in the clan castle. King's gotten up top, king and queen, they're going to smash that up. Hasn't got that poison down yet, quite late on that. That dragon's going to stay alive now. Now this was the first attack versus this base, so I'm not entirely sure this was 100% of his plan, but you see the patience and how he's waited on certain things. So he's going to drop a couple of loons from up top up here. That'll help him get this mortar and then the cannon down, which keeps his queen alive. So with those archer trail there, it's a pity she did shoot the air defence first, because if she had shot that archer tower, then she would have obviously got both. But then the archers come through with the goods anyway, so you did see one loon go down. So he's been very patient with that part of the opening. Interesting choice to hit down from the bottom first into that blower. It's probably the smarter choice with what was left over the other side being very in the middle. 2 rage and 1 haste for the air contingent is a good level of spells. That's it, he'll drop down a couple of clean-up troops. Those skeletons will go and take care of those archers though. Well done, Cheese. Brilliant raid. First attack. It's good to see these things cleared up straight away. Well, the next one I want to show was Chelsea's hit on 22. This was another GoHo loon, so it was good to see a couple smashed out this war. Now, how does she do this? 3 hounds, 1 golem. I think that's a Clan Castle golem as well. It's an interesting earthquake. If you look at how she's done that, it's opened up 5 cells, so it's opened up a really good amount of that middle base. And this was the first hit versus this base as well, so, you know, going into a blind hit, not sure what's happening. Early rage, that's going to help those golems push through those defences to be able to draw the other defences. That poison, that was a waste. That really should have been on the Queen, and then that way she would have done a lot less damage. But Chelsea sort of counteracted with then boosting her king up instead. You see very early into the air part of the raid, she's got 1 rage and 1 haste. They're not rushed to dropping the spells, which is good when you've only got 2 spells for your air contingent. You've got to be on the ball with them. Queen's still got her ability, pops it there, helps to push up. It's a good time, because in that way she's going to get through those defences, the storages, and hopefully try and help that air contingent. But as you see, it smashed it. Old Jimmy Bob goes over and gives the Queen a bit of love. Still 1 mortar down the bottom, so that may have been a bit of a miss, but that's allowed her hound to fly down, which has given her extra pups. Maybe a minion or 2 would have been nice, but great raid, Chelsea, for a first one versus the base. I've gone over that half-hour mark. I was hoping to keep this down to the old half hour. Let's have a look at, this is the last one I want to replay. And this was the nose plays versus their number 23. He's gone in with the GoHo. Again, like I was saying, with those funny middle base sections. Started off down the bottom. See that 1 hog, gets rid of that mortar, draws that Clan Castle, almost kills that archer tower. Excuse me. So he's late with his poison here. So it's a nice long draw Clan Castle, but quite late with that poison. That's allowed those balloons to get out there and do a fair bit of damage. Good choice of jump. That opens that base right up. This was the first hit versus this base as well, so he's just read it well. So he knows now 3 giant bombs are down. He's got 2 heals to go with his hog contingent. The king and the redheads were breaking in there, but they break off now. Get that last giant bomb, so he's still got 15 hogs left. Quite a large amount. Queen's getting a bit of a beating down the bottom there. It's good though, gets his king raged and into those 2 heroes up top. Probably could have gone into that top section a little bit quicker, especially while he had that king tanking for so long. But plenty of hogs left. They're running down there. Oh, what is it, an outside Tesla? I didn't spot that. Oh, he's got a second one over there as well. So good raid nose. So yeah, that's the replays. A lot of different sort of raids. Probably a little bit too much of a reliance on queen walking, and then not being able to read the bases to see that the healers are going to track, the queen's going to track a certain direction, and that's then going to force the healers to fly a certain path. So for anyone that's not entirely sure on their queen walking, it's worthwhile watching replays, it's worthwhile watching videos. I know One Hive did a good replay on it. I try to talk through my queen walks as much as possible in my replays. But yeah, a fun war. Unfortunate to lose, but we can't really win them all. I'd say really we were outplayed at the Town Hall 9 level. I have said it already, but I think we were outplayed through these bases. They won the first time above fought them, but they've won again, unfortunately. So who knows whether there'll be a rematch down the track. Yeah, but it was good fun. Thanks, Peuerbach, and thanks Above and Beyond as always. I hope you guys have had a good laugh, and clash on.